everybody, it's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for a post-Christmas book unhaul. So it's actually the 20th of December today, which means that it's pre-Christmas for me, but this won't go up until after Christmas. It is that time of the year where we are getting presents, and many of those are books. So I figured that today is a good day to do some unhauling because I need some more space. Not so much on the TBR shelf, but on my shelves in general. I discovered that the problem with having a specific TBR shelf is that then when you've read them, you want to put them in your read shelves, so you need space there. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. We're doing an unhaul. So let's just dive on in. The first book that I'm going to unhaul today, I'm really sad about because I haven't read it yet, and it was a present to me from my lovely friend Ellie, but I have to unhaul it because it's really damaged. This is something that I just discovered this morning, and that is that I have killed a plant. I don't know how many of you may notice, but there used to be a plant just up here. It's now been replaced with a different plant, but yeah, there used to be a plant, and it turns out I drowned it. The water seeped along the shelf and totally destroyed this book. So I can't really see if you can't really tell, I don't think, but like this is all water damage. It's still wet, so I think a lot of the water actually went into this book. So I'm really sad because I've really wanted to read it and I haven't yet, and Ellie gave it to me as a present, but unfortunately I just can't keep it, and I don't think I can really give it away. I think I'm just gonna have to throw it, which is just so upsetting. But yeah, that's my first unhaul. Sorry, Ellie. My next unhaul is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. Now, this is an unhaul because I honestly just don't think I'm going to reread it. I did enjoy it. I didn't love it. I wasn't blown away by it, but I did enjoy it. But I honestly just don't know if I'm going to reread it. I don't know if I'm going to pick up the rest of the series. I know that there are people on booktube and in my personal life who absolutely love this series, and I'm really sorry, but it's just, I'm not sure whether it's entirely for me. It's a really cool concept. It's about time travel, but I'm not sure if it's entirely something for me, but I don't know if I want to. I may yet read the series, but I don't think I need to necessarily have the series, own the series. There are other people out there who may potentially love it, and I just feel like it needs to go out in the community. If I'm not going to absolutely love it and want to reread it, then other people hopefully will. It's a shame because it's so beautiful as well, but you can't always keep a book for the cover, even when they are tiny. I now have two books that I'm unhauling, and the first one is The Witch King and the second one is The Fae Keeper by H.E. Edgman. This is a duology that is about it's about fairies and fairy world. We follow a trans main character whose name I have 100% forgotten. I really enjoyed this duology. I thought it was really well written. I like the main character and how snarky he is, but I just honestly don't think I'm going to come back to it. I don't think I'm going to reread it. And again, just like Before the Coffee Gets Cold, is there any point in a book being on my shelf if I don't think I'm going to reread it? Some books that I do have on my shelf I haven't reread for a while, but I think I will. But I honestly don't know that I will reread these, and I feel like they are really lovely big hardbacks, so they need to be out in the community. I have a particular person in mind who I'm thinking might want it, so I'll see if they want it, but otherwise I'm probably going to just take it to a local secondhand bookstore. But yeah, these two, I think they are beautiful covers as well. But again, you can't keep a book for its cover. Next up is a book that is going to upset Paige a lot. I'm very sorry, Paige, but I'm going to unhaul The Library of the Unwritten. I think this was actually a present from Paige, so again, I'm really sorry, Paige. This is by AJ Hackwith. Again, I enjoyed this book. I thought it was well written. I thought it was a lot of fun, but I don't necessarily know that I'm going to reread it, and I don't think I'm going to continue. I don't know if I'm going to continue with the series. I haven't felt particularly compelled to pick it up since I read this one, which was about 1.5 years ago now. And yeah, all these things I can get from the library if I decide to reread them or continue or what have you. So I feel like, once again, someone else will get more benefit from this being out there and being available than they will, or I will, it being on my shelf. So this one I'm a little bit uncertain of though, so if lots of people think I should reread it and continue with the series, shout at me in the comments and I might consider changing my mind, but at the moment it's an Unhaul. Next up is Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. I'm really disappointed about this book actually. I was expecting really, really great things from this one. I did enjoy it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I was expecting to. I was expecting it to be a new favourite and it wasn't. I found it quite confusing. I just honestly, again, don't think I'm going to reread it. I know this is really beloved in the booktube community, so I feel like I need to put it out there into the world and hopefully someone will find it and love it as much as others have. And yeah, it's just, I'm not going to come back to it. It's taking up space. It needs to go out into the world. I am going to keep trying T. Kingfisher because, like I said, I thought it was really clever and I did enjoy it. I just didn't love it. Next up is Perfectly Preventable Deaths by Deirdre Sullivan. I really, really enjoyed this one when I read it, which was, gosh, coming up to 4 years now, years ago. It turns out this is a first in a duology. I think it's a duology. I'm not 100% sure whether it's a duology or more in the series, but it's the first of a series anyway. And I didn't realise that when I finished it. I was quite happy for it to be standalone. I am a bit on the fence about this one as well. So if you think I should keep it and reread it, or you think that I should continue with the series, please shout at me about this one as well. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, but I haven't come back to it in 4 years. I don't think I'm going to. And again, you know, there are going to be other people out there who are potentially going to love it and hopefully get more out of it than I will having it just sitting there, even though, again, it's a beautiful cover. Then we have The Whisper Man by Alex North. This has survived a few unhauls that I've done this year. I feel like I've done a lot of unhauling this year. But yeah, this has survived a few because I did really, really enjoy it. I thought it was really clever and well written. It is a thriller. But I honestly, again, I don't think I'm going to reread it. I haven't reached for it in the 1.5, 2 years since I read it, and I can't see myself picking it up again. Usually when I unhaul books, they do kind of sit around in a pile for a while before I actually take them out of my house. So there's a possibility I might give this one a try again before I actually unhaul it, because it's not super thin, but it's really easy to read. So I think it'll be a quick read, but I'm not certain I'll do that. We'll see. Now that I've put it out there into the internet, maybe I will. But anyway, I think it's going to go. I'm 90% sure it's going to go. But so yeah, again, I'm putting it out there into the internet and we'll see what happens. But yeah, great book. Just, is there any point if I'm not going to come back to it in keeping it? Same situation with The Bluffs by Kyle Perry, another thriller that I really enjoyed. This one is set in Tasmania, and I do feel a little bit sad about getting rid of it because of that reason and because I did really enjoy it. But again, I can't see myself coming back to this one, and I feel like there are lots of people in Tasmania, because that's where I live, who would really, really appreciate a book that's set in Tasmania. I mean, there are books set in Tasmania, don't get me wrong, but on a world stage, that's not particularly well known, and even here in Australia, I don't think lots of people are aware of that. So I think it would be good fun. This is really well received. People really, really enjoy this book. So I know that someone will grab it and be really happy to find it. So yeah, this one's going to be unhauled as well. And then the final book is a book that you have seen me talk about in a previous unhaul as a book that I'm uncertain about. I said that it was a book I wanted to reread previously as well. But anyway, I haven't done anything about it or with it, and that is The Starless Sea. This is a beautiful hardcover. I love this cover so much, and the naked hardback isn't that exciting, but I love the end pages, and I love the dust jacket. I think it's an incredibly beautiful design, and I do love Erin Morgenstern's writing style, and I loved that about this one, but I was also just really confused. Now, in the past, when I've talked about whether I will or will not get rid of this and keeping it and maybe rereading it, etc., I did talk about the fact that Buddy read this over quite a few months with a friend of mine, and so possibly going back, dipping in and out with this one is what made me feel kind of confused and lost and made it less enjoyable. So part of me still thinks maybe I should reread it, but I keep saying that and I keep looking at it and thinking about it, and then I don't. So I think it needs to go. I think it needs to go where it'll hopefully be loved and appreciated elsewhere. Again, I could always borrow it from the library if I feel suddenly like I want to try and get it on audiobook, Libby, etc. But yeah, it doesn't need to stay here if it's going to sit on my shelf, take up quite a lot of space because it's very chunky, if I'm just not going to reread it again for another 5 years. So yeah, that is the final book that I'm unhauling today. Anyway, that's it from me today. Let me know in the comments below. As I said, there's a few books there that I've said that I'm unhauling unless you specifically encourage me not to. I'm pretty sure that page is going to jump in and say don't unhaul Library of the Unwritten. But anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think there are a couple I should read or reread or keep on my shelves in the comments below. Or leave any other thoughts. What's a book that you've unhauled recently? Let me know that in the comments below as well. If you'd like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me the sad face emoji because we are getting rid of books and that's always sad, even when it's also good, if that makes sense. All of my social media details are listed in the description below, so if you'd like to go and follow me on any of those other platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you next time.